How's it going, guys? JP here, and welcome to day number 24 in my second annual 31 Days of Horror. First of all, I'd just like to apologize for not having a review up yesterday. I went out to see the original Halloween 1978 John Carpenter classic in the theater last night, which was completely awesome. And I got home a little later than I thought I would. I didn't have time to watch and record and upload a review, so you're getting it a day late. I apologize. I really didn't want to miss the day, but time just got away from me. So I'm gonna post two today and catch up. And yeah, so the film that I'm gonna be reviewing today is Maniac from the year 1980 with the tagline of "Run from this man." In Maniac, we follow the character of Frank Zito. Frank Zito is kind of a heavier set guy. Um, you know, doesn't really look too nice, I guess. He just looks kind of odd. Definitely, when we first are introduced to him, when he wakes up screaming, he looks a little crazy also. Frank Zito is the killer in this film. We're following the killer. We learn this very quickly, and we know who, what the deal right away. He's basically a very, traumatized, haunted by thoughts of his mother, which we learn about later in the film. He's, very disturbed. He basically lives in New York, and he stalks women. Right away he runs into a hooker. She invites him to, party. They go to a hotel room. They go upstairs. He lays on the bed, has her model for him, and very strange right away. He's not your typical trick type guy. He wants her to model for him and leave her clothes on and this and that. And, he's having these very mixed emotions as this whole thing is going down. And then he, basically just flips out and strangles her. And I gotta say that this was a pretty drawn out strangulation, which added to the realism of it, and I really like probably one of the better it's probably the best strangulation I've ever seen, just because the way that the legs were flailing around, and it just like it was kind of creepy and just weird to watch. It went on a little, like I said, it went on long, so it kind of had this uncomfortable, awkward feeling to it. Um, then he's basically just stalking, killing girls, again and again, and you're kind of seeing that there's not really any story besides that going on. We're literally following him as he's going through this uh, series of events, which adds to this weird feeling of like being in his world. And just since there's no relief of any sort from other characters, and or any kind of like comic relief or anything like that, it just keeps getting more, the tension gets tighter and stuff, and it just keeps escalating. um and then there's a point in the film where he runs into a photographer girl, and right away, as soon as you see her, like, this is the girl. You know what kind of girl this is. You know where this is going. This is the girl. And I kind of was not sure about that, because I was kind of enjoying how the film was moving along. Anyway, he befriends this girl rather quickly. I think a little too quick, and basically, I'll leave this story off there. Frank Zito is also plagued by these thoughts of his mother. His mother was abusive, and he's a Norman Bates style of abuse, where he's thinking in his head and he's talking to himself, and he's like begging his mother not to lock him in the closet and stuff. Um, which works for his character. It seems about right. His character is has multiple. It's he has a lot of things going on. He's not just your typical one-dimensional serial killer type of character. His look works extremely well. I was super impressed with the way he looks, and the acting by Joe Spinell. The way he just breathes, and just his emotions, you can see them turn like that, and just the way that it turns is just very good. Um, And overall, I really like the performance. There's also some great gore and kills. Tom Savini effects. Tom Savini's in the film. Famous death in his scene. Um, and yeah, this was the first time I ever seen this, and I gotta say it definitely lived up to the hype. I really enjoyed it. I really like the just following the character. That's what made it so cool to me. It's just like how we're watching this character go through these series of events and how he deals with them and how he, you know, his emotions throughout it. Also, I would say that Frank Zito is a, you know, if he was real, he seems like, you know, right there with like Dahmer and Gacy and all of them. It seems like he would fit right in, and that's how well his character is. He also has this fascination with mannequins, which is just brilliant. I love that angle. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it off at that. This film is great. I really enjoyed Maniac. It's one of the better slashes I've ever seen. Especially just the angle of how it's done, following the character, and just these scenes in New York. I haven't even mentioned New York. I love New York. I love 80s New York. Dirty, nasty New York. It doesn't show New York as much as I would have liked, but there is still has that New York flair to it. Um, so yeah, Maniac, 8.5 out of 5. Check it out. It's well worth it, and I'm so glad to pick up the Blue Underground Blu-ray. I should have got the 2 disc just so I could have checked out some of the special features, but this was super cheap. So see you guys tomorrow with another review, and sorry for being late.